They call me Jenny. And what I'm about to share isn't just a story. It's a warning. Ready? Let's begin. Before I begin, let me share something. Maybe a memory, maybe a warning, or maybe just a hallucination that stitched itself together out of the scraps in my brain. When I was 10, my father, cruel and cut from concrete, once said, "Fear is weakness, and weakness is something people use." I've spent years unpacking that, rebuilding the meaning. Now, it means something else entirely. My name is Derek. I'm 28, freelance writer, diagnosed schizophrenic. A few weeks ago, I moved into a quiet little apartment building. For stories, aging tenants, peeling walls, smells like mothballs, and something sweeter underneath, I started posting on Reddit. Stories, rants, voices. Writing helps. Reading even more. Because when the whispers in my head start to rise, those hissed doubts and shadowed insults, reading quiets them, like they're listening to. Like every shadow takes a turn narrating the page. That was the first week. Then something started to shift. It was Monday. I just returned from the hospital, meds tucked into a discreet Walgreens bag under my jacket. I was unlocking my door when hers creaked open. Miss Grace, 80-something, melting southern charm. Her skin drooped like candle wax, eyes sunken, but always smiling with cherry red lips that felt too bright on that face. "Oh, there you are, sugar," she cooed. "Could you help an old lady out?" "Sure, Miss Grace," I said, forcing polite. "What do you need?" "My trash. Just my hip acting up again." "Bless your heart." I asked about her grandson. Thought I'd seen him here before. Her smile dropped. Eyes cast down. White swallowed by the shadows of her brow. "He's not here no more." Inside, her apartment was wrong. No lights. Just the faint hallway glow bleeding in behind me. The air reeked. Copper, rot, ammonia. 3 black trash bags sat by the door, leaking something thick and dark. "Mind the mess," she said. But the accent was gone. Her voice static. "Hello." I grabbed the first bag. Too heavy. Inside my head, the whisper screamed, not insults this time, but panic. "Get out. She knows you know. You're helping her." I hauled the bags out and left as fast as I could. She smiled when I returned, the drawl back in place. "Thank you, darlin'. I'll thank you proper sometime." Her hand touched my arm. Cold. Damp. When I shut my apartment door, my pulse was racing. I reached for my meds. Gone. No bag. No pills. I peeked through the curtain. Her silhouette stood still in her own window, watching. I yanked the blinds. She vanished. But the Walgreens bag, it was on her windowsill. Folded. Perfect. Upright. Like it had been placed there just to taunt me. I didn't sleep. By morning, the paranoia was ice in my blood. I called my therapist, Dr. Sharpen. Told him everything. He said I was helping an old woman. That my mind likely distorted the details. I wanted to believe him. But the smell, the weight of those bags, it was still clinging to my skin. By afternoon, I couldn't take it. I knocked on her door. It creaked open before I touched it again. Inside, the Walgreens bag still sat on her windowsill, unmoved, mocking. Then her voice floated from behind the door. "Oh, you're back. I was just about to ask if you needed that little bag." Half her face peeked from behind the door. One wide eye, one stretched grin. "You know it's rude to enter someone's home without being invited," she said. I stammered. I didn't mean to, just grabbing my." "Go on then," she whispered. As I reached for the bag, her eyes followed me. Black. Bottomless. "You all make mistakes," she said. "Every now and then. Have a good night, Sonny." That was her grandson's name, and I never told her mine. Wednesday. I adopted a dog. A Tibetan Mastiff. Massive. Silent. Black fur like tangled yarn and shadows. I named her Cleo. She didn't bark. Barely moved. But when she was near, the chaos faded. For the first time in years, I didn't feel alone. Not just alone in the room, alone in reality. Thursday. After Cleo's training session, we returned home. Only the hallway was wrong. We looped. Again. And again. Elevator display read, "Floor 9. My building only has 4 The elevator opened again. To a long bare hallway. No doors. Just paint peeling like scabs and silence heavy as lead. Cleo walked first. Slow. Deliberate. Then, Miss Grace appeared. Out of nowhere. Even Cleo flinched. "Nice dog," she said, reaching out. "Does she bite?" Cleo exploded. Snarling. Barking. Every inch of her guarding me like I was prey. Grace didn't flinch. Just smiled. Like she'd been waiting for it. "You shouldn't keep that thing in such a cramped apartment," she said. Then vanished into her unit. Cleo stood guard all night. She never barks. Never. Except at Grace. Friday morning. I tried to leave. Again. And again. But no matter what elevator I took, I ended up right back at my apartment door. Same carpet. Same air. Cleo whimpered. That broke me. I called Dr. Sharpen. Told him I was fine. Lied through my teeth. He asked, "The pills aren't working, are they?" The voices hummed beneath my skull. Warped radio static. "She's coming. She knows. Run." I hung up. I couldn't tell him. Not yet. Not while I was still trapped inside this maze wearing my own face. Sunday. I don't remember Saturday. Not even fragments. I kept a journal. Every hour. But the entries just skip. The date's there. The ink is fresh. But the words? Gone. I asked Cleo to help me map the building. Keeps changing. The elevators now open to courtyards. Fake skies above rusted fences. The stairwells reek of blood and ozone. Cleo growls at every turn. She knows we're being watched. We tried the basement. Locked. We tried the roof. It's not a roof. It's another floor. And another. And another. Each one older, more decayed, more impossible. The building is nesting. Multiplying. It doesn't want us to leave. It never did. I turned off my phone. No more Dr. Sharpen. No more fake lifelines. Just me, Cleo, and this place. I noticed something terrifying. The farther I walked, the smaller the apartment became behind me, like the building was erasing it. Cleo saw it too. She stopped looking at me. She started looking with me. Today I packed snacks, flashlight, journal, batteries. Cleo, I was going to find the center of this place, or whatever's keeping me here. If I'm mad, so be it. But if this is real, then something is slipping, and I need to find where. Cleo nudged the door. One deep breath. We stepped through. The moment we crossed that threshold, I knew. The building wasn't holding me here. It was feeding on me. The voices didn't whisper anymore. They sang. She knows. She's coming. She's already here. We turned back toward the apartment, and the door was open. Cleo froze. Her entire body locked. Inside, Miss Grace, sitting in my armchair, smiling, rocking, like she'd never left, like she'd always been there. I told you, Sonny, she whispered, her mouth not moving. We all make mistakes. I never made it out. Not really. And now, she's not just watching me. She's inside. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more chilling horror tales. Your support keeps the darkness alive.